The music world just stopped breathing, and no, we're not exaggerating. Kendrick Lamar's brand new track Chains and Whips just did the unthinkable. It shattered the all-time global streaming record within 24 hours of release. But what's really got the internet in an absolute frenzy isn't just the numbers, it's the message behind the madness. Because this ain't just another rap anthem, this is Kendrick Unchained. From the moment the beat dropped, fans said it felt like Kendrick was aiming at everybody, the industry, his rivals, and even his own past. The lyrics, ruthless. The visuals, unapologetic. And the backlash. Oh, it's exploding across every timeline. Think censorship warnings, panicked PR agents, and celebrities scrambling to untag themselves. But it gets wilder. Within hours of the record-breaking drop, theories began swirling about who Kendrick's really talking about, and one unexpected name just won't stop trending. It's gotten so out of hand, even Spotify had to step in with an emergency press release. So what exactly is Kendrick saying in Chains and Whips? Why are some fans calling it his most dangerous track yet? And who just got exposed in the bars he never named? Buckle up. You won't believe what's next, the moment the track Chains and Whips dropped. The world didn't just listen, people froze. Within minutes, timelines flooded, group chats lit up, and fan accounts across every platform started spiraling. Why? Because no one was ready. No one expected Kendrick Lamar, of all people, to come swinging this hard. Sure, he's known for his lyrical genius, but this was different. This wasn't poetry, it was a controlled explosion wrapped in chains of legacy and beats that whipped every listener into submission by the end of the first hour. Chains and Whips had already broken the previous streaming record held by Drake's controversial release from 2 summers ago. And what made it even more wild? Kendrick didn't announce it. He didn't tease it. He didn't even hint at it. The song just appeared. No promo, no tweet. Just fire. Backstage insiders leaked that even top Spotify executives were scrambling. They had no idea this track was coming, and within hours the app's infrastructure was under pressure. One insider, who asked not to be named, admitted that Spotify's main dashboard lit up red for the first time since Taylor Swift's re-release of All Too Well. But this time, it wasn't just heartbroken nostalgia, it was sonic warfare. The track itself was raw, filled with layered vocals, heavy bass lines. And what many are calling a lyrical gut punch to the industry, Kendrick didn't hold back. He threw shots. Not directly, but the metaphors were so sharp, fans immediately started decoding the lyrics. And baby, it didn't take long for the internet to point fingers. People were convinced he was talking about Drake. Others said J. Cole. And a small but very vocal portion of X, formerly Twitter, swore that the final verse was about Kanye. Whatever the truth, the tension in the fandoms was real. Did Kendrick just end Drake for good? One fan tweeted, already racking up over 200,000 likes. Another wrote, Kendrick went nuclear. Drake's next post better be an apology letter. But while the world was breaking down lyrics and streaming the track on repeat, Kendrick was silent. No Instagram post, no live, no interview, just silence. And that silence? It was louder than the music. Then came the real twist. Within 12 hours, a video leaked from a closed studio session Kendrick held a month ago in Paris. The footage, grainy, clearly not meant for public eyes, showed Kendrick in a dimly lit room, surrounded by producers, nodding as the chorus of Chains and Whips echoed. Someone off camera says they're not going to be ready for this one. And Kendrick, he just smirks. That smirk ignited even more theories. Was this planned? Was this his revenge? Remember? Kendrick's been largely quiet since the explosive beef. Rumors with Drake earlier in the year. Many thought he had moved on. But this track? This was a statement, a declaration. Kendrick wasn't playing anymore. He was backhand. He wasn't taking prisoners. Meanwhile, reactions from the industry started pouring in. Shari posted the song on her story with just one word: "Wow." J. Cole liked a fan post praising Kendrick's lyricism. And as for Drake, radio silence. It's not even a petty story post. Nothing, but it didn't stop there. Someone on Reddit claimed they were present during an after-party at a private home in Los Angeles where Kendrick allegedly played the song weeks before the release. He looked dead serious. The post read, "He didn't laugh. He just played it, stood up, and left the room." Everyone was shook. Fans on social media started making clips comparing the lines in Chains and Whips to some of Drake's recent lyrics from his last album. And let's just say some connections were too close to ignore, especially one bar where Kendrick says, "They bought their flows, I bought my soul, now tell me who really runs control." Fans instantly clipped it with Drake's "I'm in control" line from his 2023 hit, and the internet went insane. Then came the Billboard bombshell. By the 24-hour mark, Chains and Whips was officially the fastest streamed rap song in history. It dethroned Eminem's Rap God, surpassed Drake's God's Plan, and even outpaced Travis Scott's Post-Astro World comeback track. It was official. Kendrick had just made history. But not everyone was cheering. A wave of backlash started building too. Some critics said the song was too aggressive. Others accused Kendrick of weaponizing trauma for clout, especially in lines where he raps about being bound by contracts, broken by brands. A few mainstream outlets started running think pieces questioning whether the track was too dangerous for the industry's current state. Still, the fans weren't having it. On YouTube, reaction videos poured in. Creators with millions of subscribers broke down the beat structure, the flow patterns, the Easter eggs in the lyrics. One viral video titled "Kendrick Just Ethered the Entire Rap Game" crossed 10 million views in a day. And let's not forget the MERCH less than 36 hours after the drop. Kendrick's team quietly launched a limited edition Chains and Whips clothing line on a password-protected site. Hoodies, chains, even a silver pendant that said bound but never broken. Every item sold out in under 7 minutes, but just as the buzz hit its peak, another clip surfaced. This time, it was from a podcast episode recorded 2 weeks prior. The guest, Top Dog Entertainment's very own Punch. During the conversation, Punch hinted that Kendrick had a message coming that would shut everybody up for good. At the time, no one thought much of it. But now, fans were splicing that soundbite with shots of Kendrick walking through empty streets. The hook of the song echoing underneath Dot as the track climbed global charts, hitting #1 in over 70 countries. Even those who weren't fans were forced to listen. Chains and Whips was being played in gyms, blasting from cars, sneaking its way into NBA highlight reels. Memes flooded the internet. People joked that Kendrick didn't drop music, he dropped prophecy. And just as the world began to catch its breath, Kendrick's official Instagram page posted a single photo, a blurry image of him standing on stage, holding a mic. No caption, no tags, just him. And that was enough to send everyone spiraling again. And yet, while the world was obsessed with the numbers, the lyrics, and the mystery, a quieter conversation was starting to form. One that no one saw coming. Because if you thought the music was the only thing Kendrick Lamar was about to break wide open, Part 2 is going to change everything. Let me know when you're ready for Part 2, Johnny. And we'll dive right back in from here. Things are just getting started. While the world tried to decode that blurry photo Kendrick posted, something unexpected happened. A mysterious burner account on X began replying to every viral tweet about the song with the same cryptic message: "You haven't heard the second half yet." People brushed it off at first. Trolls exist, right? But then that same account dropped an audio snippet, and when fans hit play, everything shifted. The snippet was less than 20 seconds long, featured a never-before-heard verse layered over a slower, darker version of the Chains and Whips instrumental. Kendrick's voice was lower, sharper, more emotional, and he ended it with a whisper. You think this was revenge? It was a warning. It was a warning. Now the internet was in full-blown panic mode. Was there a part 2? Was Chains and Whips just the beginning of a larger rollout? Reddit threads blew up with theories. Some believed the second track was going to drop on vinyl only. Others claimed it would be embedded in the music video set to drop next week. A few even speculated that Kendrick was preparing an entire concept album that would unfold one track at a time. It's tied to a new era of his legacy. And while fans were deep in detective mode, someone very unexpected entered the chat. Drake. Well, sort of at exactly midnight, Drake posted a black square to his Instagram story with a single word, okay. No emoji. Caption, just okay. The internet erupted. Was it a shot back at Kendrick? Was it surrender? Was it sarcasm? Or was it Drake preparing for a clapback of his own? No one knew. But suddenly, battle lines were drawn. Influencers, artists, fans, everyone was picking sides. Group chats turned into war zones. Fan pages became digital fortresses. But behind the scenes, things were unraveling faster than anyone knew. According to an anonymous source close to Kendrick's camp, the song wasn't originally scheduled to drop this week. In fact, Kendrick allegedly wanted to release it next month, but something changed, and that something is personal. The source claims Kendrick received a private message 3 weeks ago from an old rival someone he hadn't spoken to in years, accusing him of falling off and turning soft. The message reportedly ended with, "You ain't got it in you anymore." That was enough. Kendrick, according to the source, got up, walked into the studio, and said 4 words. Load up the chains. Meanwhile, at Kendrick's old high school, in Compton, something beautiful was happening. Students were blasting Chains and Whips during lunch. The principal even let it play during announcements, calling it a lesson in expression. Some teachers disagreed, but the students, they were lit. Kendrick had once again become the voice of a generation. And not just musically, socially, emotionally, spiritually. But not all reactions were. Celebratory, a well-known hip-hop critic, posted a lengthy review claiming Chains and Whips was a dangerous fantasy of self-importance masked as rebellion. Fans dragged him instantly. "Sit down and eat your cereal," one fan replied, garnering over 5K likes. The internet had made up its mind. This wasn't just a track. It was a moment. And just when things felt like they couldn't escalate further, the video leaked. Grainy footage from a music video set showed Kendrick dressed in all black, surrounded by a wall of shattered mirrors, his reflection fractured into 1,000 pieces. Flames licked the edges of the set, and in the background, a massive chain hung from the ceiling, glowing red dot. The symbolism wasn't subtle, and fans were eating it up. TikTok went crazy. People started recreating the visuals in short-form edits. Influencers and dancers posted slow-motion clips walking through smoke with captions like "chained but free." Some even tattooed lines from the song across their arms and necks. One fan in Brazil dyed her hair silver and red, calling it Kendrick mode. But even as the fandom celebrated, Kendrick himself remained quiet. No tweets, no videos, no interviews. His silence now had become part of the art. Everything was intentional. Everything was calculated. And people started noticing something strange. The first letters of each verse in Chains and Whips, they spelled something. A fan on X pointed it out. Check the verse's first letters. It spells "watch the throne burn." Gasps echoed through the timeline. The phrase immediately sparked debate. Was it a nod to Jay-Z and Kanye's "Watch the Throne"? Was Kendrick trying to say that the kings of old were done in, that he had claimed the throne himself? If so, it was bold and absolutely genius. Then came the merch restock, but this time with a twist. Only 300 items were dropped, and each one came with a scannable QR code. Fans who scanned it were taken to a secret page on Kendrick's site showing a countdown timer. At the bottom of the screen, the phrase you've only heard the chains flashed every few seconds. Cue internet meltdown. Was whips dropping. Next, was it a song, a short film, a tour? No one knew. But suddenly, every fan with a QR code felt chosen. TikTok was flooded with reactions, theories, predictions. Some even suggested it was tied to Kendrick's rumored deal with a major streaming platform to drop the first interactive rap film experience. And as the countdown continued, one thing became crystal clear. Kendrick wasn't just breaking records. He was breaking the system. One of his team members accidentally liked a tweet that said, "This is bigger than music." Kendrick's building a universe. That tweet got screenshotted and reposted 1,000 times before the like was removed. Too late, fans had already added it to the theory board. Meanwhile, journalists scrambled to get interviews. Rolling Stone offered him a cover. Billboard wanted an exclusive quote. Even Netflix allegedly reached out to license the visuals for a mini-doc. Kendrick's team, silence, the brand. Pure mystique as the countdown ticked down to its final days. Fans around the world were watching closely, waiting to see if Kendrick Lamar was about to drop part 2 of the greatest statement hip-hop has seen in years. And what happens next? Well, that's where part 3 begins, because when that timer hits 0, the chains will be gone, and the whips, they'll leave marks. When the timer hit 0, the page didn't crash. It detonated. Fans were expecting a song, maybe a video. What they got instead was a full-blown digital takeover. Kendrick's website flickered and transformed into a vintage-styled VHS interface. Grainy, static, buzzed. A red button appeared labeled simply, "Play." And when people clicked it, the screen went black. Then a single phrase appeared in white. You were never ready for the whips. What followed was a 3-minute visual sequence, no lyrics, no hook, just raw imagery. Kendrick walking barefoot through burning fields, flashes of him being chained to a marble throne. A woman dressed in black whispering in his ear. And finally, Kendrick standing under a blood-red moon. Holding a burning crown in one hand and a shattered mirror in the other, fans were shook. No one knew if it was a trailer, an interlude, or the start of a full visual album. But one thing was clear. This was no longer just about music. This was a cinematic experience. This was Kendrick rewriting how hip-hop told stories. And once the clip ended, the real chaos began. Tucked at the end of the video was a message that sent the world spiraling. Live premiere tonight. Stadium rules. One city only. No location. No time. No link. Fans immediately started hunting. And that's when the GPS coordinates dropped. Not from Kendrick's team. Through an Easter egg buried in the source code of the website. Someone cracked it and posted it on Reddit. The coordinates led to Atlanta. Within hours, people flooded the streets. Hundreds gathered outside an abandoned train depot near downtown. Rumors flew. Was Kendrick really coming? Was it just a stunt? But as night fell, massive floodlights lit up the entire building. Security appeared from nowhere. And then, he showed up dressed in all black, flanked by fire dancers and a small, live band. Kendrick walked into the depot like a king returning from exile. No mic, no speech, just energy. The crowd roared, but he raised his hand, calling for silence. And then he performed Chains and Whips live, except this version had an entirely new second verse. And that verse? It wasn't just fire, it was nuclear. Kendrick called out artists, systems, even corporate sponsors who tried to silence voices when the message got too real. He rapped about betrayal in boardrooms, about secret phone calls, about deals broken and labels that wanted him to keep the chains polished but never let the whips fly. The final line? This ain't beef, this is burial. Boom, dead silence. And just when the crowd thought it was over, Kendrick turned. His back raised, one fist into the air. And a massive screen behind him lit up with the phrase, Chains and Whips. The album, August 31st. Yes, it was real. Kendrick was dropping an entire album, and this was just the prelude. Fans lost it. People cried. One girl reportedly passed out and had to be carried away, chanting, "He's back. He's really back." But not everyone was. Celebrating back in Los Angeles, Drake's team allegedly held a private crisis meeting. Insiders claim the recent Kendrick wave completely overshadowed Drake's upcoming release. One source said, "It's like trying to drop balloons in a hurricane." Even Drake's close friend and collaborator posted a cryptic tweet. "We might have underestimated him. Fans noticed, but Kendrick wasn't done. 2 days later, a surprise Spotify update shattered every record on the platform. Chains and Whips officially passed 310 million streams in less than 72 hours, the fastest of any hip-hop song ever. It dethroned every previous record holder, including Drake, Travis Scott, and even Eminem's comeback numbers. But wait, there's more. Apple Music dropped their own stats. The track broke through the global top 3 in less than 48 hours, ranking only behind global pop juggernauts. And on TikTok, over 1.1 billion views tied to the hashtag Chains and Whips. Brands started jumping in. A major sneaker brand announced a limited edition drop inspired by Kendrick's visuals, black and red with chain-styled laces. Fashion labels scrambled to replicate the aesthetics. And the words chains and whips were now etched onto streetwear. Varsity jackets, limited edition posters selling for thousands on eBay. One fan even tattooed the exact verse from the live Atlanta performance across his back. But what made this moment feel historic wasn't just the numbers. It was the shift in energy. Rappers who had kept their distance suddenly started reposting Kendrick's visuals. Us like Nas, Q-Tip, and even Ghostface Killah praised the track. Nas commented on an Instagram post, "This the kind of fire that made me pick up a pen." Now that's legacy talking to legacy. Even industry execs who once thought Kendrick's moment had passed began scrambling to find ways to be a part of the rollout. But Kendrick, true to form, said nothing. No interviews, no podcasts, just art. And in the midst of all this, an old video clip surfaced online. A 10-year-old Kendrick standing outside his childhood home, telling a local camera person, "One day, they're gonna feel all the words I don't say yet." Fans started reposting the clip alongside footage of the live show in Atlanta. The quote became a slogan. The moment became a movement. But behind the magic, people started whispering again. Was there more to the story? Because a well-known hip-hop blogger posted a blurry screenshot allegedly from an unreleased track list. One of the titles stood out, "The Last Whip," and under it, a note, "Feat. TB. TBA." TBA fans lost their minds, guessing, was it Andre 3000? Was it Shaw? Was it Jay-Z? And then, like gasoline to a flame, someone claimed to have heard the track at a secret pre-listening session. They said it was Kendrick's most dangerous track ever, and he doesn't even rap the final verse. Instead, someone else raps. It's someone unexpected. Someone that made jaws drop when the name was whispered. Tupac. Whether it's real or not, the rumor alone reignited everything. The internet exploded. Forums flooded. Leaks, but so far, nothing. Kendrick's team stayed silent until a single tweet appeared from the official PG Long account. The whips don't end, they echo. And that's where things are right now, teetering on the edge of the unknown. Is the next drop coming tomorrow? Next week, will Kendrick actually release a track featuring a lost Tupac verse? Or is the mystery part of the masterpiece? Whatever's coming next, one thing's for sure, we're not ready. While the world held its breath, refreshing timelines and dissecting every cryptic message, something truly unexpected happened. The leak. But not just any leak. Early in the morning, hours before sunrise, an anonymous YouTube account uploaded a grainy, low-quality MP3 titled The Last Whip Unofficial Leak, and within minutes it was everywhere. The track had no official cover, no label tags, nothing to identify its source. But the voice at the end, unmistakable. It was Tupac Shakur. Or was it? The verse played like a message from beyond. Its voice, smooth and solemn, delivered bars that sounded eerily relevant to today's world. He spoke of chains made of fame and whips laced with pride. Fans froze. Was this some AI-generated trickery? A deepfake? Or did Kendrick really get access to unreleased Pac vocals? Within 2 hours, the track was pulled offline due to copyright claims, but it was too late. Fans had already downloaded it. They were sharing it on Reddit, Telegram, private Discord servers, and the Buzz. Unstoppable.one user claimed to have cracked the metadata and found a hidden message embedded in the audio file. When decoded, it read, June 16, he warned me. That date, Tupac's birthday. The internet couldn't cope. This wasn't just Kendrick flexing. This was a resurrection, a revolution. A line between generations that Kendrick had just bridged with fire. Media outlets couldn't catch up. Rolling Stone changed their homepage 3 times in a day to keep up with the updates. Complex ran a headline saying Kendrick may have just pulled off the greatest hip-hop moment of the decade. And he's still not talking. But it wasn't. Just the media losing their minds. Inside the music industry, label execs began to panic. Drake's team allegedly delayed his next drop. An insider said he doesn't want to step into this storm. No one does. And that's when another bombshell hit. Kendrick announced a one-night Tonely event at the Forum in Los Angeles. No ticket link, no live stream. Just an address and one line of text. If you've ever worn chains, bring them. What followed was nothing short of spiritual thousands. Showed up, artists, fans, families, legends. And outside the venue stood a massive installation made of melted down chains donated by the audience. People lined up to drop jewelry, symbolic. Items, even family heirlooms, into the firelit sculpture. Watching them become part of the message inside the stage was simple. Just a chair, a mic, and a flickering video screen. When Kendrick appeared, the entire room went silent. He didn't start with music. He started with a story. My uncle, he said, used to tell me that real whips leave no scars. They cut deeper. They reach your soul. And that's what this project was. A cut not just for me, for all of us. And then he performed not just chains and whips, but unreleased songs from the upcoming album, raw, powerful, emotional. One track spoke directly to the youth, another to the fallen legends. And one called Ashes of the Throne was a fiery, spoken word piece that fans instantly declared the greatest live performance. Since Kendrick's Grammy freestyle, emotions ran high. Grown men cried. Artists clutched their chains. It wasn't a concert. It was a cleansing. And yet, in the middle of all this, there was one more twist as Kendrick finished the final song. The screen behind him lit up with the cover art for his upcoming album. But there was a second name underneath the title. Co-executive producer J. Cole. The crowd gasped. This was the same J. Cole Kendrick was rumored to be feuding with Cole. And we called Kendrick was rumored to be feuding with. The same J. Cole who hadn't spoken publicly in weeks. The same J. Cole who had retired from dropping surprise features. And now. It was clear he had been part of this the whole time. Later that night, Cole broke his silence. He posted a video message saying, "We built this together. We bled together for this. Chains and whips ain't about shots. It's about freedom." The fans went into a frenzy. The idea of Cole and Kendrick working together after years of fans begging was the ultimate payoff. It confirmed everything was bigger than beef. This was the culture reborn. But just as people were still processing that, the final twist emerged. A viral clip from backstage leaked online showing Kendrick speaking privately with an emotional fan. The fan crying told him I was about to quit everything. Then I heard your track. It pulled me back. Kendrick hugged the fan and whispered, "We all chained to something. Don't let it whip you." That clip alone gained over 20 million views in 24 hours. Even Oprah tweeted the quote by the end of the week. Chains and Whips had broken every measurable record. Fastest hip-hop track to reach. 500 million streams across platforms, TikTok videos. Made in a single week using one track, highest number of fan tattoos, referencing a single Versifer's track in years to spark global protests. Poems, murals, and dance videos, all without a traditional press to rend Kendrick. Still silent. Still letting the music speak. But fans weren't silent. They kept the momentum alive. Streetwear brands, protest groups, book clubs. Everyone was drawing meaning from the movement Kendrick started. And in an ironic twist of fate, the same music execs who doubted him. Now they were chasing after him, begging to be part of the next rollout. But Kendrick's team, PG Lang, responded with a now iconic 3-word statement. "We built different. Different." The world had just witnessed more than a hit record. It was a cultural earthquake. And it left behind a new blueprint, one where silence was louder than interviews. Where visuals carried more weight than tweets, and where freedom wasn't. Sold It was declared. And just like that, Kendrick Lamar didn't just break the internet. He broke the rules. So what now? After everything we've witnessed, the hidden vocals, the burning chains, the unexpected Cole alliance, and the single that shook the entire culture, one thing is clear. Kendrick Lamar isn't just an artist. He's a movement. Chains. And Whips wasn't about breaking streaming records. Oh, he did. It wasn't about revenge against the industry, though some felt that sting. It was about liberation. About pain turned into poetry, and about giving the voiceless something they could scream through. But here's the real question. What does it mean to you? Did you feel that fire when the beat dropped? Did that first line hit you like a memory you forgot you buried? Or maybe you saw yourself in those lyrics, in the struggle between freedom and the chains we choose to carry. Tell us, fam, what moment hit you the hardest? Was it the Forum performance? The Tupac leak? Or the silent hug backstage that's still making the world cry? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We want to hear your story. And if you believe this wasn't just a song, but a moment that changed something inside you, show love by hitting that like button, subscribing to the channel, and turning on notifications so you never miss what's next. Because if there's one thing this taught us, the internet might break, but truth burns forever. Stay tuned, stay woke. And remember, we built different. We'll see you in the next video. Peace.